survived the most famous serial killer since Jack the Ripper.
It looks amazing.
I think a lot of people would really like to hear from you after all this time. Want to know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of evil. What goes through your brain when he's close enough to you. You feel his breath.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is RIKA FEBRIYANTI. You can call me RIKA. And I'm from CIA 004 class. And at this time, I want to share my analysis of the movie with the title Terrifier 3 that released in 2024, which is in the horror genre, and this film also has sadistic scenes to watch. First of all, I appreciate how Terrifier 3 creates incredible tension through immersive sound and visual effects. Every violent scene on display adds to the movie's intensity, and I'm sure many viewers will feel the psychological impact. The showdown between Sienna, Art, and Victoria at the movie's end, in the culmination of the tension built throughout the story, it shows the production's quality and the director's ability to convey emotion and fear. Terrifier has 3 chapters. The first is Terrifier 1 and 2, and the new release in 2024 is Terrifier 3. This movie is sure to be an unforgettable experience for lovers of the horror genre. And I'm not recommending this film to people who don't like horror movies or are sad because this film has blood scenes that we can see, very brutality and others. Okay, now everyone, some of you must like horror, sadistic, or even gore movies to watch. Well, that's right here. This time, we will analyze the Terrifier 3 released in 2024. Honestly, I have watched the movie and yet made me unable to eat and sleep after watching it. The analysis that I convey in this movie is strictly a synopsis. Then I will discuss the characters and settings in the film, and then literary elements and social issues. Okay guys, let's start with the synopsis instead of taking too long. For the synopsis, in Terrifier 3, we see Sienna still haunted by trauma and fear from Art's present, but she's trying to move on from her past and build a relationship with her brother Jonathan.
Hey.
Hey. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just got out of class.
Good. I just got to Aunt Jess's, a couple hours ago. It's really good to hear your voice. I miss you.
I miss you too. Is everything all right?
Yeah. I'm calling because I'm really excited we're gonna be spending Christmas together. It's been too long.
Yeah, it has. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, long story short, her fears come true when she feels that Art is back in the town. And sure enough, Art and Victoria wake up from their long sleep and terrorize the small town again during the snowy Christmas season. Art even disguises himself as Santa Claus, tricking people around and little kids, and he goes on to kill Jonathan's friend at his college. Terrifier 3 makes you feel the tension with its sounds, effect, and scene, like the brutality when Art kills victim and the blood everywhere. These films might be psychologically disturbing for those who can handle intense stuff. At the end of the movie, there's an incredibly tense fight between Sienna, Art, and Victoria. For the next discussion, we talk about literary elements. According to Abrams and Harpam, the character is an important literary element, including dynamic and static character development. This is relevant for analyzing the evolution of characters like Sienna in Terrifier 3. In Terrifier 3, Sienna's character is the main highlight in character development. In the previous chapter, she was a victim, but in chapter 3, she becomes a strong and determined character. She struggles to live not for herself, but for the people she loves about. On the other hand, Art the Clown and Victoria remain iconic antagonists with unique personalities. Without dialogue, Art and Victoria use facial expression and body movements to create horror atmosphere, reinforcing his image as a symbol of silent horror.
You guys, you look so good. I mean, way better than mine. I was gonna do the blood thing too, but I was just worried about the cleanup. But can I get a picture? I'm gonna post this. You guys, seriously, you killed it. This is awesome.
For the next discussion, we will talk about setting in Terrifier 3. According to Marvin and Ray, it explains how setting influence the story's theme and conflict, including settings that serve as contrast, such as the Christmas setting in Terrifier 3. The setting shown in this film was centered on a cheerful and happy Christmas atmosphere, of course, but the atmosphere turned into a bad Christmas with darkness, blood everywhere, and sadistic. Art and Victoria bring a horror atmosphere supported by empty house, darkness, and deserted streets. This setting emphasizes the movie's theme, which is that evil can appear even in the brightest moments.
Cole, I want that interview. I mean, sitting across from someone who actually encountered Art the Clown. I want to know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of evil.
For the next discussion, we will talk about slasher genre. According to Clover, the slasher horror genre includes the characteristics of the killer and the victims, and the typical formula of this genre can be applied in the analysis of Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 also belongs to the slasher genre, where the movie creates a killer who is ruthless and looks for a victim who is trying to escape, and then the murder takes place. slasher movie like Terrifier 3 often use tricks to evoke the killer, even apparent deaths may not be permanent. And then we will talk about them. According to Bennett and Royle, them is an essential element in understanding the deep meaning of stories, such as the depths of trauma, violence, and human resilience in Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 has themes that include trauma and crime that are timeless. The film explores the psychological impact of abuse and trauma, such as the character named Sienna, who is still struggling with PTSD and trying to recover from the incident in Terrifier 2. And then, Art and Victoria's constant presence highlights that crime can always come back and repeat itself and can haunt one's mind despite efforts and defeated. For the next, discussion, we will talk about social issues in Terrifier 3. This movie contains many serious social issues, one of which is the symptoms of traumatic stress disorder, or we can say PTSD, as I have already explained in the theme of the movie. Sienna, who often has nightmares and her fear of Art the Clown. This reflects how violence can leave deep psychological wound and trauma to a person.
Yeah.
Hey, what is this? Jonathan, hey! Why are you shutting me out?
I'm not shutting you out.
You don't believe me? That's why Daddy created the sword. Whoever chose me was guiding him. He was preparing me for this.
The movie also reflects how society often ignores or trivializes the psychological impact on survivors of violence, even if these issues are very real and require attention. Okay, well, now you know what we discussed in Terrifier movie. And yep, that's right. We have already discussed about the synopsis of the movie Terrifier 3, and then we have already discussed about the literary elements as well. So, what are the literary elements, guys? That's right. We have already discussed 4 literary elements. The first one is character, the second one is about setting, and then genre, and the last we have already know the social issue in the movie Terrifier 3. Now that we're at the end of the movie, what was said earlier can help all of us when we analyze a film. Before closing, I want to pantun first. Beli buku di pasar setan, paginya kita senam. Semangat untuk teman-teman, tetap kuat untuk semester 6. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.